All right, everybody, so I'm going to be showing you how you can add the details onto your sweet little froggy here. So in the last class, you should have made a pinch pot. If your pinch pot needs some more love, please give it some love. And I kind of folded it a little bit so it should be more like a pita pocket. And then I've got my lily pad. So it's going to be kind of hard to see what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do my best. So we're going to add 4 legs. I've got the pieces kind of sitting here, so maybe that'll help to look at those pieces, and then some other details. But let's get started. So let me put this bad boy down. Or can you still see it? You can kind of see it there a little bit. Okay, so what you're going to need is a chunk of clay, and you're going to need to wedge the whole thing. Remember, when you wedge, you're drying out your clay a little bit, which is not good, but you have to wedge because you need to remove air bubbles. So please just do it about 7 times. Don't do it for each little piece. Do it for like the whole chunk, and then you could just pull off of it. You can even share it with your table. So to make the legs, you are going to rip a chunk off, and you are going to make a coil. So to make a coil, you have to roll it back and forth. If you're having trouble getting it going, you can squish it out with your fingers a little bit first. And a coil, remember, is just like a snake. A good rule of thumb for making clay is you would like things no really thicker than your thumb, and you don't really want them thinner than your pinky. If they're too thin, they're at risk for breaking. If they're too thick, they're at risk for blowing up. Neither of which are great. Okay, guys, so let's see if I can pull this out a little bit more. This is going to be perfect for probably 1 leg. To make a leg, you're going to fold it in half-ish and kind of bend it a little bit. Okay, so a couple things I want you to think about. By the way, I'm only going to do half of my frog right now, like the legs on one half. Your legs are attached. What are your legs attached to, friends? Your legs are attached to your rear end. So you need to think about how a frog, their legs are also attached to, guess what? Their rear end, their tushy. So I'm going to, again, I'm only making 1 leg. You would make 2 legs to go on both sides, okay? And to make things stick to other things, what do you have to do? You must score. That means scratch. And you slip. So I'm going to scratch, 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 scratch. Do not forget this. And scratch it to the tushy. Okay, good. And then it's not going to stick until you add the slip, which is water mixed with clay that was dry, but now it's wet. Okay, so then you're gonna really have to push it on there, and you might have to readjust your leg a little bit. Smooth it out, take your time. You have 2 art classes. All right, guys, so if you would like to add, never mind, I'll just go ahead and add the other little legger. The leg in the front, we're gonna make those smaller, all right? Like they're just kind of thinking like they're just sitting squished out. So I'm gonna make another coil, but much smaller, like a little baby carrot, okay? And I'm going to attach that at the bottom. So to attach it, you need to score, 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 and add some slip to where you're going to attach it. Remember, this is like clay glue. Slip. Really stick it on there. Take some time. Don't cheat yourself. Okay, guys. And then adjust it so that it looks like a frog. Think about it. How does a frog look? What does its body do? You can make the legs more like this. I mean, think about it. Look at a picture of a frog. That's probably, that's called observing. When you observe your art or stuff that you're making, then your art's going to become better. Okay, guys. If you would like to make toes, you're going to make 2 cuts. 1, 2. You're going to spread the outer 2. That's about it. So I'm going to do that on the back leg. 2 cuts, pretty kind of deep. 1, 2, and then spread the toes. Now my clay is not too thin. Remember, it's no thinner than my pinky, no thicker than my thumb. And that is how you are going to make legs on both sides. If you end up making a smaller leg, that's okay too. Your legs can be tinier. All right, maybe you want it really bent up like this. Think. Okay guys, what else does my frog need? Well, it needs eyes. Okay, so I'm going to take a chunk and make 2 circles that you judge the size. And to make a sphere, remember you just roll it around in a ball-ish shape. To make big spheres on clay, it's very difficult, but these little ones should not be a problem. And they're tinier, but you can score and slip. You don't have to score with a fork. You can score with any tool, but you must score. And slip. Thank you for your patience, by the way. If you forget to do what to do, or you don't get very far today, that's okay too. Remember, you're gonna have extra time. We have 2 art classes. I don't even know if I'll play all this video, or maybe I will. Some people will finish, maybe. Okay, so I'm also gonna add the pupils. So I'm not gonna put them at the very top. I'm gonna put them towards so the frog is like looking at you. So think about that. You can use any tool. I like these sticks, and I like the blunt edge, not the sharp edge. And you're gonna stick it into your eyeball and wiggle it. That's your pupil. And wiggle it. That's your pupil. Okay, so again, I'm only doing half of the legs, remember. So a little thing you could do while I've got this stick is, right on the nose, try to smooth it. If yours is really like crinkly or has lots of cracks, use a little bit of water on your fingers and smooth it. I'm gonna use the sharp end this time and make 2 nostril holes. All right, so there's one major thing left that I need to add in my frog, and that's the tongue. So once again, get a big old coil. Boop. Roll your coil. If it's too hard to roll, squish it out first, and then roll it. Oh, it's gonna be too big. Okay, so once it is rolled so that it's a coil, flatten it a smidge. And you can make it pointy if you like. I like to make it a little bit pointy. Again, like your pinky. Okay, and then I need to, once again, score it all the way back into the back of the mouth, not the very top of it. Your tongue goes all the way to the back. Score, 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 score. Slip, slip. Stick it on there. Now, this tongue is just sticking straight out. That, I think, looks weird. So I'm gonna make mine curve. You can make it smaller. It doesn't have to be this long. Like, you could have it go however long you want it to be. And think about what details you can add to make your frog funky. Some people might want to add a hat, like I added a little beret to make it an artist. But you could put like something else on it. Anyway, we'll be brainstorming that because again, you have 2 art classes to work on these cuties. So happy arting today.